Ladies and gentlemen, and all the pets that are attending with you, welcome back to the WayStone. This video is going to be structured differently compared to my previous episodes of WayStone, and I'm kind of here to make a special announcement. We're going to be going through Season 4, seeing all of my stuff in a tour, and then next weekend, August 3rd, we have decided to make that live stream day for a full server tour. And so, we get to see everything. I'll try to slap up a premiere. This is going to be more of a raw video, just showing my stuff off and talking about my choice of retiring from WayStone. Yes, this is going to be my last official play in the server. It's a little bit sad. I'm a bit down about it. It's sort of hit me now. I decided to leave server ownership. It's just kind of got to the point where I've been doing it for 3 years. I got a little bit tired of it, so I decided to drop off from that and explore other opportunities. Hope you're not too mad at me. I'm sort of mad at myself, but we'll kind of get through it. Nice transition. Had some excellent people to play with. Had nothing to do with the people. It's a great server. I just wanted to branch out a bit to get away from the whole server ownership. And yeah, kind of go from there. So we just stepped through the spawn portal, and as I had mentioned, this is going to be more of a raw tour, so just bear with me. I'm trying. So yeah, that is the main spawn island. That's the original one. We would come through this to head to anywhere in the nether hub. So there is my base. We're going to go to spawn first and just kind of check out those builds. I think we need to start with the starter home and then anything on the islands, and then we can just come back here and then go back to my base. That's probably where most of my builds are going to be. I've done some stuff in the nether hub that I'm going to point out as we come back. So yeah. So probably one of the more popular things I always ran to was Tide. And actually the main structure on that was created by Llama Freak. I went inside and done some decoration for it. And I've done some editation here too. I didn't complete the ceiling, but it still looks manageable. I think it looks pretty good. This is Tide, where I sell all of my prism ring goods. Got sea lanterns or anything in the background, but yeah, I've done like a big modern mix on that. Llama Freak was the one that inspired me to throw a bunch of these different colors in there. So thank you, Llama. That's an excellent build. Love Tide. It was an awesome shop. Probably my favorite shop that I've ever owned. I mean, it's fancy, man. You just walk in there, get all of your stuff, and it's pretty much all settled for us. So let's see. We've got to go back this way. I was thinking I had something else, a couple of other things at spawn. I know I got the community storage. So that's something I done on a Twitch live stream. I actually didn't do an episode on it. And I thought it looked a little bit poor, but the more I come around this place, the more I start liking that thing. It's just a big community chest for the storage. I wonder how far this thing actually got. I've never even checked that out. So it only got this far. Okay, so about the 9 double chests right here. That's interesting. So I don't think there was really anything else that was, an independent builds out here on the main island, except for the whole area over there. Let's see. So the post office was built, I think, by Narragath had done it. We fly this way. Let's see what we can find. We have this whole area was pretty much built by me. Really had a good time with that, exploring some builds. This is our most recent build, so you've probably seen that episode. Here is Ranger Tactical, which was within the first few episodes. Needed a shop, and I thought to myself, people need both. So we've got this one all settled up. I wasn't really that impressed with this build. There's a lot of people that said that it looked good. I'm going to have to replace these. It's driving me insane. So yeah, like a lot of people seem to like it because, it's the ruins effect. It's kind of neat how it opens back here. But aside from that, I'm not impressed with this. This is kind of ugly. I don't know, it seems more so that I went for functional than I did aesthetics in this season. It kind of shows a little bit, but I don't know, from the front it looks okay. I sort of like that entrance. Yeah, that's Ranger Tactical. Kind of went out of business maybe a few months ago. just because no one else needed bows. We all had bows. We could, use our AFK fish farm supplies. So yeah, if we were to just, walk through this real quick, this is the most recent build, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I've still got to do the decoration for the tower over here. Yeah, I've still got my scaffolding laid out. Gonna have to fix that one up before we at least do a world download or something. Let's see. So let's head up this way. This is the tavern build that we had meshed with that. And a lot of people probably haven't seen my starter house, which I spent a lot of time there. So I think we should head over that way. Let me go ahead and fly over there because it's on a separate island from the main island. Woo! Nice. Get that breeze. So right here is my starter home. It was a little bit inconvenient getting back from the main island to here, but I had so much set up here that I didn't really need to go over to the main island a lot. A lot of my starter farms, my whole mining area, I just made it more focused around the mining aspect. So, blah. Hopefully we'll survive this. There we go. Yeah, this is my starter home. Not really a lot of inspiration, but this was inspired by like Dwarven stuff, like a super tech Dwarven, I guess, kind of thing. It's like a mesh between sci-fi and dwarf culture. So I thought that'd be a neat thing to include. We still got our slimes in there, just wandering around. And then of course the big mining area. So I was actually going to do a big mining machine down here. Got it all set up and just never done it. So it was actually a pretty big area to begin with. Let's head back out. I think that's pretty much it for the starter house. There isn't really a lot to explore down here. Just got me on my feet for the season, so nice. As for the spawn island, there wasn't really anything else to explore, so I kind of dropped back into the nether hub so that we can explore some other independent projects aside from what's in my base area. So this tunnel was made by me and Nergath. We kind of just slapped it together. Nice, very blue, and then on the other end it is very orange. Yeah, so it's supposed to represent the colors and such, and I helped Hex fill this one in as well. This is actually his idea, but we filled in all of the lava manually. You know, we would fly down into the nether, come back up, and there it was. So something else that you don't see as much in my recordings is the skeleton farm. This was actually a community skeleton farm that me and Lifter had originally built. We used more of a medieval approach, but I came back, redesigned it, and it looks more modern. It's just a room. I just want to go ahead and show it off because it kind of held a special place in my heart where I had done it with another WayStone member. Yes, kind of like danger, more technical. I wouldn't say this is modern. This is probably more industrial. Went in, done some wall work, made this place kind of glow a bit, and we separated the bones from the other skeleton drops. And I think the only other farm that I would have in the nether hub would be the ink farm. We should probably go check this out. So I'm going to fly there. Should be down the red tunnel. Oh no, there's a slime farm. Let's check that one out too. Woo, ow. I come back to these things, I forget about these tunnels, and I'm kind of impressed of what I've done. I love that green glow and the sea lanterns. So this is the quad slime farm. Biggest slime farm I have ever done. Produces an insane amount of slime. Woo, that's fun. I think in 30 minutes to an hour is like, I think it's an hour, half a double chest build, so. And of course we've got slime blocks for days. Man, I love this project. It's so awesome. Let's fly back up to the portal if we can. That's the only mishaps of this project. You gotta fly to the portal, you cannot just walk straight through it. And boom, we're back in the nether hub. So let's go over this way. This is where the ink farm is. I think this is the last independent farm that we had done inside of the nether hub. I could be mistaken. I think I need to look around a bit. So this is interesting. Much different from the previous versions because squids are limited to only rivers and ocean. And that just made things really annoying. To say the least. I dug out a big area just expecting it to be like the older versions. This is a preview into it using sugarcane so that they'll spawn in these water columns and then fall where the sugarcane is. Perfect demonstration, perfect timing. And then, you know, I would just AFK in this room over here because I'm pretty sure you've got to be like 24 blocks away from a squid. It seems like we've got a little bit of chunk lag when we're running around. I'm not used to it because it seems like 1.14 has fixed that. But we're still on 1.14 or 1.13.2. So it's a bit of a hassle. We didn't update the server because, you know, we didn't want to ruin all the farms that we did have. We really appreciated those. So the next one to check out is probably the gold farm. Let's roll up this way. It's right across from my base area pretty much. This was a really fun project, and using turtle eggs, I was actually going to use an El Mango farm, but I thought to myself, well, let's design our own. Done all the turtle eggs and all of the donuts, and went online and looked up the tutorials just to see if anyone else was doing it, and most definitely people were using this design. Just they had come up with it. Such a simple concept, which is maybe good or bad in certain ways. Oh, I've got 4 tiers. I thought I had 5 tiers. Maybe we should land on Captain Irony's old version here. So yeah, there's a good and bad thing about this. It's easy for people to build, but it doesn't really challenge people. This is such an easy thing to conceptualize. Then all the zombie pigmen, of course, die from fall damage. Man, they are just flooding in there. And then we've got the rotten flesh dispenser using a piston and a dispenser, which I feel like someone else has thrown into there. Yeah, I don't know if that was me or not. I think someone else done that. That's a really nice setup. Observer clock method is probably the most reliable for dispensing. The redstone dust, a little bit weird on itself, though. See if we can actually land in this thing. Oh man, come on. Oh, we got this. Let's do a little bit of dance. There we go. Wow. I wonder who redesigned that. I think someone did. I don't think I used that circuit. I may have. I don't think I did, though. Love this design, man. It was made things so much easier with saturation and getting another beacon. Now that we're back at the main portal, let's head down the green tunnel because this is where you can find the Christmas area. Ooh, that was fun for everyone. Made that place look gorgeous. People are very talented on WayStone. Let me just say, I absolutely love the way everyone builds, and they just kind of pitch in together to make something wonderful. That's probably the strongest perspective for WayStone. It's not necessarily that, you know, everyone builds super mega. It's just everyone kind of comes together to make a very pleasing to the eye build, all in one piece. I think that's the most impressive part about WayStone to me. Let's head through this portal. This is the Christmas area. Sorry about the chunk lag. I don't know what's going on with that. I never did notice it whenever I was playing 1.13, but now that I've switched from 1.14, we can kind of see it happening. Let's see if we could sleep real quick so we can see this in the daytime. Don't want to be touring this place at night. People are crazy if they do. This place is meant for the daytime, no doubt. You got to get the Christmas spirit in. Probably my favorite build over here is this huge cliff line that Cornelia done. It's insane. The amount of work it must have taken. As for my builds, I only done the Christmas tree right here. Done this really weird modern house thing. I don't even know what I've done. But, it's just kind of like a general fireplace for everyone to come warm up. And then like a little Christmas avenue. There's a couple of little residentials. Smaller, was experimenting with brick and granite and terracotta, because this was actually a suggestion, I think, from Blue Blaze on Cornelia's video in Season 3. That's the great thing. You can branch back to previous seasons and get inspiration from it and end up in new seasons. Oh man, this place is one of my favorite places of all time when it comes to WayStone out of all the seasons. We've done another Christmas area in Season 3, but that one is just impressive to me. Quickly, before we hop into the base area, I wanted to say a really huge thank you to you for sharing this experience with me, all of the watch time throughout the WayStone seasons. This being my final season, it's kind of sad because this is something that we shared. We kind of built together. I've gained a lot of inspiration from my subscribers because a lot of people will send me tidbits I'll use those tidbits, kind of transform them a bit, and it's helped me out so much along the way. So this is my Season 4 base. Nothing too crazy about it. It's more functional than it is aesthetic. I intended more for this, but I sort of lost motivation after getting this big cube set because it was a huge project, and I didn't think it was going to look so good after a certain point. So I think I actually have some particles on. Let's turn those off because every time I'm over here, you got to have these off if you're going to explore the area. It's going to make it a little bit better for us because all of those particles that had initiated from the bubble columns in the Guardian farm. So this particular design was of my own conception. Yeah. I mean, it works incredibly well. I want to put it that way. More work than what was necessary for a Guardian farm. Yeah, so they just shoot up from the bubble spawning. They fall down on the sides, hitting the lava pocket, and then go into the kill chamber. So they burn to death. They drop cooked fish. If you want a lot of cooked fish, if you don't have a gold farm, good way to go. And of course, we've got all the different farms. So we got a cactus farm, we've got a sugarcane farm with slime blocks, and we have an mango farm, which is pumpkin and melon, and kind of a janky cell that I just kind of threw together because I needed something to fill in there. We've got the miniature slime farm, which we don't even really need, but it was kind of a neat thing because sometimes you'll see a slime spawn in there. The novelty of it's kind of neat. And the miniature mob farm. So this one was a nightmare, actually. I ended up digging in the back of it. There's a bunch of lava pockets for spiders because I didn't realize spiders would climb out of that thing instead of, you know, being in the air and dropping. It was just, ooh, it's frustrating. Yeah, so that's pretty much all done and dusted. I don't even think I even shown this off. So on the bottom, I had completed all the walls. I went around, filled everything in. Man, this place is filling full. Most of the time, I wasn't even really down here. I was just here whenever I was building a project and showing you guys something. So I haven't done really any AFKing or anything. So we might go through the resources just a bit. Nothing impressive from there. So stepping in, this is the automated storage. We've got all the items that we collect from the farms nearby. Let's see. Let's check this out. So this is for my prismarine. We've got, you know, other materials for that. There is a bunch of cooked fish. Woo, there is a lot of that. Let me just say. We've got cactus. Wow, that thing's filled up too. All the cactus you would ever need. Got sugarcane. Thing has been kind of chucking it out. It's not the most incredible farm. We've got pumpkins. We've got melons. Let's see, what else do we go to? Oh, the different mob drops. So this is from the slime farm. Only 21 slime balls because we haven't done any AFKing. I don't know why I'm saving rotten flesh, but I am. There is bones, string, which is actually pretty impressive because spiders are really weird about that farm. Usually they don't go into the lava pit. There is the gunpowder, so quite a bit of creepers as well. All of this is just overflow. I didn't have anything else to hook up into it. We're going to go up into the elevator. This is where my main storage is. Personalized storage, manual storage. I just found that a little bit easier than the whole automated thing because you would have to organize it for all items. Spent an incredible amount of time up here just, you know, organizing things, getting materials for episodes whenever it would start up. And from there, that's pretty much it for the main base area. I mean, it's really just kind of big and a lot of different block placements. I mean, this just took forever, but Leech was a pro. He swung by and helped me clear that out. That's a great thing about playing on a server, man. A lot of people are there to help you. We got it all done. And of course, I polished off the island, which is the Frontier Island. Was inspired by some old color palettes from the olden days, you know, the frontier days of the United States, and just kind of threw it together. But yeah, obviously this wouldn't be an accurate historical representation of the frontier days. I mean, it's just garnered a lot of inspiration. I don't think we're going to find any cranes in those forts that you would see. So, you know, just kind of garnered the inspiration, built whatever I wanted to, and of course have some cool little builds to explore. We've got the farmhouse and windmill combination. absolutely love this build just because it helps fill in the island and it looks beautiful from a certain distance. The closer you get to it though, you start noticing the details are lacking just a bit. But if you were to go inside, you know, you can enjoy the peaceful view of the island. You know, it's kind of got the full spectrum right there from the viewing play. So that's kind of what that is. You know, if a resident were to take a homestead up here, he could just go up there and enjoy it. Wasn't heavily inspired on lore, so it was just more so the time period in those builds. Here is the Patreon Tower. Good old Canes, he doesn't have a skin anymore, it seems. He might have changed his username. I got Captain Irony, Ancient Miner, and Blue Blaze. Big supporters, have funded the WayStone in so many ways, and thank you so much, guys. I mean, you have been a huge help, and no one else belongs in this tower but you guys. You're awesome. This is a farm I just kind of threw in for the novelty of it because, you know, people kind of know me for my minimalistic and quirky farms. I thought to just throw one in there. I don't even use that sugarcane farm. It's more for aesthetics, I guess. And just experimenting with redstone and doing a pretty clean episode on it. This is a fun episode to make. Continuing further into the frontier islands, you know, we've obviously got the fillers like the crane, it's just for aesthetics, and the church house. Well, it's more so maybe an altar because it's got a book in there with an andesite block right under it. Just kind of threw it in there. Hey, that'd be a nice place to just, you know, go chillax and read a little bit. This is a bit more functional. This was the first builds on the frontier island. This is a village breeder. We've got all of the guys in here doing some exchanging of the carrots and potatoes. We're to travel down here. This is where I spent a lot of time just getting my villagers all sorted out, doing some trading. And at a certain point, this wasn't really a viable option for me because everyone else had villager traders. So they were just selling the books and I was going over to spawn and picking those up. So this was kind of pointless, but I did get some pretty good trades from this. You know, if I were to lose my armor, then I can come back and get a silk touch, or if I lose any tool. A pretty good trade on that one. 12 emeralds for one silk touch book, but I didn't get very far with this. Is that protection? Oh, that's 47 emeralds. Not a very good trade. Never did fix this either. Let's see how much sugarcane we got. Ah, yeah, that is lacking. Didn't do a lot of AFKing in this area anyway, so I didn't really do any proper testing on that sugarcane farm. Whoa, big lag spike. I don't know what's going on. So from here, I guess there's like one more thing to check out on the islands. But before we head that way, let's head a little bit past the frontier island, which is my casual iron farm. It's, you know, the most simplest one. I guess it's one village. And yeah, just kind of threw this puppy together because I needed some iron. I did collect maybe a good 11 stacks from it just to get my hoppers and, you know, some of the essentials. So, you know, just kind of slap this together. But it's sort of pointless as well because Captain Irony had come back and, well, didn't really need this anymore because he has an amazing iron farm. I think he has a Groova farm. It's a 16 village, I think. So it produces iron much faster than this thing. If we were to get out of here, go to the beginning of the frontier island, there's another drop that goes down into the earth. And I've probably spent more time in this room than anywhere else on the frontier island. So, or to just go down this trapdoor right here. This is where my super smelter is. I think it is Cubfan's design. Looks nice, kind of fits in there. And just a general workspace for the frontier island. But I also utilize this for other projects on the server. So it was very useful. Continue to smelt. So all of the stuff goes into those chest mine carts. They go over the hoppers, get pulled, and man, I get the resources. I could have done this one off camera. This is more of a inspirational, fun build room with vines. So I needed some vines, a little manual farm. Not even many vines in here, but it got the job done for simple tasks. It just wasn't very grindy. So we got one more thing to show off next to base, which is my dual spider spawner. We reviewed it at one point in an episode, but I never did record it. So let's head over that way. Should be past my base just a little bit, and then there should be gravel columns on the seafloor that will guide us into a drop pit going into the spider farm. So about right here, I believe, next to this island. So if we're just kind of swimming here, we've got the conduit power, which is really nice. There it is. There's the columns. I always forget where it is. I always lose sight of this interest or this entrance. Let's see if we can fall down in here. Yeah, there we go. Probably should have used something different than a ladder. Maybe a bubble column would have been nice. So yeah, dropping in here, we've got the spawns blocked, so we can kind of stand above it all and watch it as it occurs. So we activated the spawner there. Red glass represents when both spawners are active, I'm pretty sure. So all those spiders spawn, they get dragged onto the magma blocks, and of course there's a hopper minecart underneath dragging that. I found this to be the most reliable design. This was heavily inspired by Blue Blaze. He had done a design on the WayStone, the same design. I might have rearranged it just a little bit. And man, those spiders never climb. That's the greatest part about it. So the hopper minecart comes up. It's got a little stop clock right here. And then from there, it will dump into my chests that are above. So I don't know if I showed those off right here, the chest. We might have a few string in there. You've got about 4 stacks. I'd use quite a bit. Oh no, there's still a lot in there. Use a lot of this for, you know, redstone materials. Kind of a neat thing. Kind of a hidden thing here on Season 4 that didn't show off much. And I think that's all of my notable personal projects. I know I missed one over at Spawn. The Rustic Cafe is typically known as, but it's the community workplace where people can go over and do some grinding for the materials and such. So, you know, when we get around to the full-blown server tour, we'll go over that. I just wanted to get most of this out of the way so we can allocate more time to other people's bases and perspectives, because there are some really beautiful builds on the server. I mean, people have, man, they have went all out on some projects, so it'll be really fun to get into. We're going to be doing a live stream on August 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to try to slap up a premiere for that, if I can remember to do it. I'm sure we can get it set up. But I also wanted to say my official goodbye to WayStone. I wanted to say a big thank you to all the WayStoners. You guys are absolutely incredible, and thank you for so much of your time, your patience with me. Obviously, you know, we're going to be still friends. We can play together anytime you want to. And WayStone is actually going to continue under new leadership. Captain Irony, which is another administrator on the server, is going to convert that more to a private SMP for us if people are still interested in the server. If not, you know, it will always remain a Discord and people can just kind of get together and go from there. So it's not the complete end of WayStone. I just decided to retire from it. So thought I'd throw that out there, you know, just in case people are sad about it. I'm kind of sad. I'm going to miss everyone. And man, oh, this is all I've known. This is what I began my YouTube channel on, so it's been about 3 years. I started out as a single-player survival, turned into a server, and then just kind of exploded from there. It really started gaining traction from multiple people and just built up to a point where people really enjoyed WayStone, and they respected it, and that's what I always wanted it to be. But yeah, I could write a whole novel about WayStone, so I'm going to probably drop it there. We'll get more into things on the full-blown live stream. Guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you then. Try to join us if you can. It should be a lot of fun.